Sincere, going back to him actually not even wanting to give Melanie the massage, talking about rock, paper, scissors is really wild to me, but that just shows me you're not a gentleman.
No.
And I'm not gonna hold you. Your parents did not raise a gentleman.
No.
Both your parents included.
Did not.
And I don't care what the mom says or what anyone else says or what the stepdad wanted to perform when he got on the show says. But it's like, why would you do that? But then you're sitting there saying, oh, my son, he righted his wrongs.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
He didn't do shit.
He rock, paper, scissors for a massage.
That's crazy as a man.
As a man.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jesse Strange.
And we are back at it again with another episode, y'all.
Yeah. What up, Petty Posse? Those of you who are new, welcome. We're the Petty Headquarters podcast. We cover things like reality TV, Hollywood culture, internet culture.
Yep.
And today we'll be covering
The Love Island finale.
Yes, we will.
Especially with all the drama that came up after the fact.
So there's a lot to uncover. I know we've been starting the new series with the Love Island. We're wrapping it up.
Right. We are wrapping it up, y'all. I know.
Baddies.
Y'all miss baddies. We know.
We see the comments.
We see it. We see the tags. Like, yes, we gon' get you. We gonna get you with a baddies recap.
There will be a bunch of baddies stuff coming soon.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
But I am aware of the fake love going on around Biggie and, the crazy shit with Tashigi. So we're going to get into that when we get into that.
Yes.
But without further ado, let's just get into this week's dose of mess. Just wrapping up this Love Island season 8 whole bullshit. So where did we last leave off?
We left off when they were competing and Kenzie was being... We claimed that Kenzie was being protected by production and we were going to meet the parents.
Yes.
So we kind of left off like in that area.
Yeah. So we basically kind of, left off at the end, everyone going on their dates and then meeting the family. And then we find out who the winners are.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But before if you've seen it already, it's all over the news.
Right, it's all over.
Bryce and Trinity end up winning.
Right.
But I did want to talk about the parents for a little bit because it was so cute to see like Carl's family and Anaya's family come together.
For sure.
And let's just skip over all of them because everything was great. Even Bryce's grandma.
Yo, she was the best. I was like, yo, why grandma lit? Talking about get these dudes to the hideaway. I was like, yo, you want them to fuck so bad? Relax, grandma. Like, relax.
Yo, grandma calling out Kenzie, talking about, even called out the fact that she said turtle tongue.
Oh my God.
Her son,
yes.
her grandson.
That was so funny. I was like, yo.
So funny. But anyways, the real tea comes with Sincere and Melanie's family meeting.
Right.
And I will say, like, at first, there was just so much emotion. So, like, I really fuck with Melanie's sister and mom because even they're like, girl, this man is not for you.
No.
He is not for you. He is a red flag.
Yep.
He has been stressing you out. And the sister made sure that she was honest about it.
She made sure to let Sincere feel that, to show that she did not care. She made sure to let Melanie know that. But, I feel like with Melanie, where she's coming from with this whole situation, and she wants to at least try how it is outside of the villa. Because being in the villa, maybe that can skew certain things. And I'm sure that's what she's telling herself, right?
Okay. I was like...
that can skew certain things. Maybe he's different because of that. But I don't know. I think she just wants to try it outside the villa.
Yeah. And I did at first appreciate Sincere's, which we find out after the
Fake
show.
as fuck.
Stepfather.
Performative.
Coming in. Holding him, trying to hold him accountable, saying you embarrassed me.
Right.
I didn't raise you that way.
You didn't raise him at all. Now let me stop.
Turns out, no, he did. But turns out that Sincere's real father later on comes out and basically outs that, you know, he walked out at 15. They had him at 15 years old.
Yeah.
Hasn't been in his life since.
Yeah.
Called Sincere the prize. And said that, you know, from where they're from, they never make it out. So to see this, y'all should be happy for him. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, bro, this all came out when Sincere's family was live streaming the finale.
Right. The audacity to call Trinity ghetto and that's your dad. That's your biological dad.
Yo, that Trinity's sister ghetto.
No, they also called Trinity ghetto too. They said they didn't like Trinity. They liked Bryce. I don't know if they called her ghetto.
They didn't call her ghetto.
They said they didn't like her.
Right.
And, you know, but Trinity's sister, they did call her ghetto. So I feel like if you're calling her sister ghetto, in your mind, you're probably like, apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I could see that family, that type of family thinking like that with the way that they already talk about things. Like,
and it's crazy to call anybody ghetto when the dad... That photo of him with his gold, he looked like he took out all the gold
we gotta show
from his jewelry box to look apart. Had his middle finger out, grown ass man talking about Sincere's the prize. Excuse me, sir.
Look with his little fucking white tank top looking ass. He really came on the internet and said, I'm gonna read this post for you guys. Now I have to step in. I'm Sincere's dad, his biological father. That was his stepdad on the show, and his mom is married to him since Sincere was young. Shout out to Ben for stepping up and making him one of his own. This is my take from what it is. Sincere has always been the prize, no disrespect. But last time I checked, you can't choose how your family acts or who your family is. As long as my son can grow and prosper from this opportunity, shouldn't you be happy for a 25-year-old? I had Sincere when I was 15. Now I'm 40, and I'm watching my son on TV. Coming from where I came from and his mom, statistically, the chances of us being in this situation, well, you do the research and figure it out. I'm proud to be his dad. # Frisco Rhea. Okay.
Now you're his dad?
Right. After you left at 15.
Right. Now you claim him?
Right.
But you walked away?
Right. So clearly you can see, like, you know, there's a lot of toxicity in his family.
Especially,
it's given the Bronx. No shade. No shade. Sorry to y'all. That's from the Bronx, but it's given the Bronx and not the good part of the Bronx. That's what it's giving.
Yeah.
So when his family started talking the most, it made so much sense why Sincere acts the way that he acts. And I'm not even going to hold you. When I heard his mom talk too, it confirmed everything. She's a pick-me bitch. Yeah. Sorry, I'm so sorry. You know, I know these are real people, so my apologies. But even in the live with, you know, the men saying what they were saying.
Yeah, the uncle was like, "Oh,
and the stepdad,
you should have tapped that." And the dad goes, "That's what we do.
Yeah,
that's what we do. Yeah."
And then she's laughing like, "Yeah, men just being men." And I'm like, you know what? You're right, but I also just feel you know, there's an energy that you can pick up when you can tell that there's a woman that's not a girl's girl.
Oh,
she was giving that off in the entire live.
Her saying that Ariana was a sex symbol and that they made her a sex symbol so that to get her back for her ex playing in her face. I'm like,
yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Like, what are you fucking talking about? Shut up.
Yeah.
So weird.
Do you want to play that clip for them, for people?
This shit bad. Kobe gave you 51.
Brittany and 5, y'all are my winners. You can tell they good on it.
Okay, Ariana.
She looks like a loofah.
It does.
Who is she? She was on a dating show.
Her husband slept with her best friend, and she like crashed out. Okay, that's the side of her that I saw.
I do fuck with girls. Trinity, though, on the other hand.
I like
No,
not.
She was doing too much. She was doing too much.
Trinity like that. Don't do
My dog, KC.
Yeah, something beautiful.
Bro look like E.T.
Do you think that you both make Anaya likes that little like a lot of shivering.
Literally, it reminds me of Shrek.
Oh my gosh. Why did I have to be Shrek?
Because you know how the princess was. Fiona, you know how Fiona was in the movie.
I'm glad that I'm
She was mad clingy, mad needy, needed all of that, and Shrek was Shrek. Carl was Carl.
Has definitely not been easy.
I mean, when they were in the room with Meg Thee Stallion, I was like, they are holding their composure very well.
Now, low-key, I would have said some crazy stuff, but that's just me. I would have been in that joint like free touring. Yeah, I would have.
Free Tory?
We knew you was last place, gang. Wrap that shit up. Wrap that shit up.
That is so telling.
It's fake love.
Nigga, how are we feeling? Whole party silent. I'm done with this. I'm tired of this. Naya is second place is disgusting.
My son righted his wrongs. I'm sorry.
You're crying?
What did she say? My son what?
Righted his wrongs.
Righted his. We didn't even do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All
So
right,
yeah,
well, that was short because also she goes in on Ariana, and obviously those are clipped,
Right.
but clipped short. But y'all can look it up. That's just like a general
like a little snippet. Yep.
of what shit they were saying.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So basically going back, I know we did a long ass tangent, but going back to like the main thing is Melanie's family is not fucking with Sincere. And I'm pretty sure now after seeing all that, they're most likely not fucking with his family either. So now I don't know, how this is going to turn out, but eventually, right, that was like the only family where there was like tension. Carl and Anaya, their families were beautiful. Like everyone got along. Bryce and Trinity, Zach and Kayda. Charlie ended up coming, which I just thought was a little weird. I was like, where are the fucking parents? Like, you already here last season. Why are you coming back? So his siblings ended up coming. I don't know the situation. Maybe the parents just couldn't come. They had other stuff going on. But I'm not going to lie. Seeing Charlie on my screening, and I was like, bro, can we chill?
I just feel like you're such a fucking... I don't want to say narcissist, but like you want the attention on you, bro.
Yeah, the ego
it's
for sure.
It's so flaming hot.
Yeah.
It's so ugly.
Egocentric for sure.
Bro, it's like, why are you back here? Let your brother have a season.
Right.
Let your little brother have a season.
Right.
You did not have to go. Like, you could have just let your sister go by herself. Like, you didn't have to go to
gonna
Fiji.
do all that. I mean, yeah, you're right. He wasn't gonna do all that, let her go by herself. But I'm not gonna lie, I saw that he was there. I was like, bro, come on. Why are you here?
He walking like he the prize.
Yeah, walking in like, yeah, I'm not new to this.
Yeah.
I'm true to this. Like, you guys already know who I am.
Yeah.
Like, ew, calm it down. We get it, but calm it down. So I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting to see more parents, whereas I didn't. But eventually, obviously, towards the end, we saw like video calls that, Melanie's dad sent in one. Like a lot of people, their fathers, they sent in Anaya's dad. Kenzie, I think Kenzie's father
dad,
too. Yeah, so we got to see a lot of that. And we also saw Kenzie with Dylan and meeting the parents and everything.
I love their family meeting.
And, it was a surprise that, Dylan's mom was pretty open to Kenzie. I wasn't expecting that. I was actually expecting a little bit more friction because you know how moms with their sons are. So
no, that's how you know she's a girl's girl.
Right. So the fact that like she kind of gave her grace, I was like, okay, that's nice. Mm-hmm. And I like that, Kenzie pulled the mom to the side and like, there was that respect where I was like, okay, like this is cute. This is cute. I really do like this little family day. Right. And then now, I mean, everybody has their dates. We're going to talk about that?
Oh my God. Yes. The dates.
Yeah.
Bitch, the dates.
So it was very evident that Kayda and Zach were definitely least favored. All right. And I want to start with them because just the fact that, you look like you were in a swamp.
Yo.
You look like you were in the woods. You look like you were going hiking. That did not look... It did not look like it was romantic. Y'all got stale sandwiches. Stale bread, hard dry ass sandwiches. And Kayda was tight.
Kayda's hair looked crazy at the end.
After she just did it.
Yo, her hair was like this. You could tell she went through some shit.
He went through some shit.
They was in a part of Fiji that looked crazy.
I was like, this doesn't look like Fiji. This looks like a mountain lake type hiking, like, So I was actually really shocked when I saw their date. And I thought, okay, maybe it wasn't that bad until I saw everyone else's. Until I saw Bryce and Trinity and fucking Anaya and Carl, which had the best date like, I'm not gonna hold you. Trinity and Bryce, their date was nice too.
It was beautiful.
It was just as beautiful.
Anaya and Carl's
blew
was
it
a
out
fairy
the
tale.
fucking park. It was a fairy tale.
That book,
that little keepsake, that was so beautiful.
the producers did their big one with that
They
shit.
did.
You could tell the budget went to Bryce and Trinity and Anaya and Carl.
Yeah. The budget went to them.
Zach and Kayda got the crumbs.
Yeah, they really did. They really did. And I'm pretty sure like they still enjoyed it. Like it seemed like Zach had more fun for sure. Like he was just like being like, you know, a little boy or whatever. But that shit was terrible.
It's funny because when Anaya and Carl come back and showing them the book, Melanie and Sincere, they had their date too, which we'll talk about. But it was funny because there was a moment where Melanie just like, she hears about the heart or
the heart on fire.
The heart on fire with Trinity and Bryce, I think.
Yeah.
And she just made a face like she knew they're not winning. Like, your date was way better than ours.
She was a little shocked too.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
where was our heart?
Right. Like, even Kayda, like, that's so nice. And like, I felt this energy, not to say that she felt any way about it in terms of towards Trinity, but I think it was just more so for herself. Like, damn, like, why didn't we get a nice day?
I think
like,
it was a realization.
A realization for sure.
That they might not be winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that it was flowers everywhere.
It was gorgeous.
In a beautiful forest. I'm like, oh my God, how much did this cost? Because that shit looked so beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, like I was in love with that. And then Carl, the way he already acts as a giving Prince Charming. So it was just like the cherry on top. Like that was such an immaculate ass date. And then you have Trinity and Bryce where they having dinner, right, in Fiji on a beach. And then the fire dancers come out.
They scared me at first.
Yeah. So they came out and that was beautiful.
Yeah.
The heart statue or whatever, it was lit on fire.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I'm like, wow.
It was gorgeous. And going back to the dates though, Sincere Melanie, they get to this little part of the island. They take a boat. It's beautiful. And they have a massage table.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, after fucking doing all the bullshit that he does, he fucking has the audacity to say there's only one table. Let's rock, paper, scissors for the massage. Bro, I'm like, yo, you're a fucking ugly ass man. You're a coward. You're a coward. And I can't stand him, which is why when we went to that live watch party to watch the finale in Brooklyn, it was funny because nobody likes Sincere.
Everybody was like, boo.
Which is weird because it's like, how do y'all not like Sincere Melanie, but they ended up being third place compared to Zach and Kayda?
Because people, after we were interviewing people there, people were all saying they
like Melanie. That's true.
But I'm not gonna lie, that's not a fucking excuse.
It's
like
not.
To me, I just feel like you're contributing to the fucking problem. I don't care if you like Melanie, and that's just me. Like, you know, it's annoying because she kind of has some part in this too.
Yeah,
so
it's like a Krishan and Blueface.
Right.
They're like, we like Krishan, we feel bad for her. But she's also the problem.
But she's picking that. So it's like at some point, when do you say enough is enough? Like, you know what I mean? So now I'm just not buying the whole shit like, oh, but we like Melanie. Like the fact that brands are literally sending Melanie free shit because they want her to leave Sincere is like really insane. Like obviously, you know, they're fucking riding the fucking wave of, you know, the hype of Love Island. But it's just insane. JetBlue sending you fucking free flights and vacations, bitch, for you to leave this man.
And imagine she don't leave him.
But that's the thing. Like, it's getting to that point. Like, it's really that deep.
Her
like,
own family can't steer her away. Like,
no.
You think the brands will?
No, they're not. They're not. So I just think it's crazy. And then also, like, you know, it seems like there's a little bit of drama after the villa. It seems like instead of Sincere getting as much hate as he should get, Zach seems to be getting a lot of hate to the point where Kayda had to deactivate her Instagram.
Yeah, 100%.
And Zach's TikTok, they're trying to report his TikTok and get it taken down, which I'm like, yo, it's never that deep, yo.
It's never that deep.
Y'all coming together hard right now.
When honestly, Sincere should be getting that way more than Zach. Like,
bro, like,
Zach is like in the closet. All right, we get it. He's in the closet.
Right. But it was just like so insane to me. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just like, y'all, it makes me think about human beings. And it's like, wow, y'all are coming together hard for these group of people that you don't even fucking know. But Y'all not standing up for nothing. When it comes to serious shit, y'all not standing up for nothing. But y'all really coming together to get Zach's TikTok fucking removed is insane to me.
Yeah,
it's actually insane to me. It's like, okay, y'all, I think, you know what? I don't know if that has something to do with the show just giving people too much power or feeling like they're in control. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I think maybe it's just the internet and bullshit. But it's just like, why do y'all feel so powerful over strangers' lives? Like, that shit really boggles me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the fact that y'all really trying to get shit taken down and all that bullshit and basically bully people out of this world is insane to me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, people were coming for Zach because it's like, at the end of the day, they feel like he doesn't really like Kayda like that.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like he likes Bryce more than
and
Kayda.
That's fair. It's valid. We've said it.
He makes a lot of weird things. Like, he says exclusive, but we're not dating.
Right.
He says I love you, but I'm joking. Like, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, you know, so it's like, he says, I could see us, but he says a lot of things that he doesn't commit to. So I could see why people get frustrated by him.
Right,
you know, it's like, he's annoying. Like, if you don't have anything to commit to say, then why are you even bringing it up?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I can understand why people don't like Zach.
I can understand too, but to go as far as to do do all that, it's extra.
It's
like,
so unnecessary.
Have your opinions and that's it. You don't need to band together and be like, let's bully him off the internet. Let's report his TikTok. Like, what's next? You're going to dox him? Like, it's given that. Like, it's just like really ugly cult-like behavior that I'm just not fucking with. It's like unnecessary. Like, get a life. Yeah. Like, people that do those things, like, don't have fucking lives. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So that's that. But, you know, Sincere, going back to him actually not even wanting to give Melanie the massage, talking about rock, paper, scissors is really wild to me. But that just shows me you're not a fucking gentleman.
No.
And I'm not going to hold you. Your parents did not raise a gentleman.
No.
Both your parents included.
Did not.
Mm-hmm. And I don't care what the mom says or what anyone else says or what the stepdad wanted to perform when he got on the show says. But it's like, why would you do that? But then you're sitting there saying, oh, my son, he righted his wrongs.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
He didn't do shit.
He rock, paper, scissors for a massage.
That's crazy as a man.
As a man.
Like, as a man, you couldn't just offer her the massage. Like, I don't know. It's like fucking weird. It's weird. But that's what his dad said. His dad said he's the prize, and you could tell he was raised like that by his fucking mom.
100%.
And if that was the case, if he left when, you know, he was 15, that tells me that maybe for a while she was a single mom too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the dynamic between single moms and their sons.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
So that just tells me, like, it's like I'm piecing so much together and it's telling me everything that I need to know about the family dynamic and why he moves that way.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to get into Kenzie a little bit because I believe Kenzie is having, in my personal opinion, a redemption arc. She went on Call Her Daddy podcast and she ended up explaining a lot, except Parmita. The Parmita thing, it was brushed off.
I agree.
You saw it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Which I thought was interesting.
I agree.
But I do gotta say that Kenzie does bring up some very valid points when it comes to the double standard on being in the villa.
She did.
As a woman versus a man.
Right.
And she talks about how she was looked at as lustful and like juggling and judged for juggling, which was essentially the game, right?
Yeah, that's the point of the show.
The show is literally to see your best connection, which is why she said make out is like a handshake, because in the villa it's like a handshake, right? And she's just playing the game. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to see what your connections are. So she made a valid point how, you know, Gabe and her were basically doing the same thing, but you know, Gabe got away with it and he was eliminated for it for sure. But up until that point, that he wasn't judged for it, or no one ever gave him as much shit as she got.
She means in the villa, right? Okay.
Yeah,
because
in the villa.
He definitely got shit for it.
In the villa.
In the villa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting. But then I saw this video that really broke down like the dynamics and why this person, I forgot the name of the YouTuber, I will have to link it. But he basically breaks down why he believes that this year's Love Island was different than the rest. And he brings up how a lot of these men are now 25 to 27 years old. And 5 to 6 years ago, what was big at the time was Andrew Tate and the red pill rhetoric. It was huge, which is like the Andrew Tate's, what's the other one? The two dark-skinned dudes?
Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit. Like all that. And all of those young men were the age group that audience was targeting. Granted, he's not making claims that any of these guys ever thought like that, but there was a lot of red pill talk. For example, when Casey went into Casa Amor and was like, we're finally getting the treatment we deserve. As if like, okay, so you think that the girls need to be shaking their ass and being sexual with you versus like the girls in the Casa who were being more respectful and being worried more about the connection.
Yeah.
You know, or like Sincere, for example, doing all the shit that he did was a bunch of like excuses for men, or with Corbin when he was like comparing the two types of women, they're college girls versus those are high school girls. You know, when it's like you could say things about the girls without having to pin women together.
Right.
And so I thought it was interesting because he also brought up how there's a lot of more conservative ideologies on this season than it ever was before, which shows that statistically Gen Z is having less sex these days, not only because of Roe versus Wade, they're being more conscious about all the things that they do because there are actual consequences to this where you can't just have, you know, get rid of something anymore.
Right.
But also they're not as they're online more. So it's like their social interactions are also very different.
This is true.
So I mean, I thought it was a great point that he brought up that the reason why we're seeing Love Island turn to this more conservative ideology is because we're watching Gen Z. This is an example of what Gen Z is their dating world looks like.
Right.
What do you think about that? You think it's a reflection of Gen Z's dating world?
I mean, I think so too, but also with like everything being so online and their generation just being so used to not really knowing life outside of that social media shit. Like nobody knows how to talk to each other.
Right.
So like that contributes to it as well, because I just feel like there was a lot of interactions on the show where I just feel like, okay, why is this so awkward? Like no one knows how to woo. No one knows how to flirt. No one knows how to have a conversation.
Yes.
And I feel like that contributes to that as well, because that, going back to the red pill shit and the Andrew Tate, it's usually those young men that move like that, that consume that type of content. So, I mean, with that being said, I mean, yeah, I can agree with it. I mean, I don't know. I don't really hang out around a lot of like Gen Z people to really support the theory, but when I did hang out, like when I was working at a job once, there was, you know, one Gen Z worker of mine at the time, she said a lot of questionable things where I'm like, why the fuck are you thinking like that? And I'm not even going to repeat it because I'm just not. But I think a lot of the things were dragged and like over extreme. So now it's like we're going back into this version of extremism, but with everything, which is, I don't even know how to explain that to you.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to bring up that this year was the first year where they didn't have the envelope. No, they didn't have the envelope at the end where they give the person the right to either keep the money entirely for themselves or to share it. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I did notice that, but like I totally forgot. We was at the watch party, so it was like a lot of fucking emotions, but I was overstimulated. But I don't know. I wonder why. Do you think it has something to do with the new contract that they put in place?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I really don't.
Idea. They just switching shit up on people, yo.
Yeah, I find that interesting. A lot of people were like confused about that. They were like, what the fuck? Like I even heard when we were at this watch party, the people behind us were like, wait a minute. Wait, is that the end? Because what happened to the envelope? I heard them complaining about it.
Do you think they didn't get the money?
Of course they got the money.
Okay.
I just feel like maybe it became like a liability thing. Like, how you gonna sit there and like allow for someone to steal the 100? I don't know. I don't know why.
Idea.
I'm curious to know if anybody else knows why they wouldn't.
Yeah, that's actually a good question.
Because that's, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess back to Kenzie. I mean, I really liked her interview at Call Her Daddy. I think it really bridged a lot of things that were not included in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, yeah, Kenzie like has her issues, right? Like obviously, but I feel like I really liked her on that interview. I feel like she was very honest and very real, and you can't teach that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like she's authentic, and I feel like in this world where everything is about looking pretty and looking the part and playing a role, I feel like Kenzie just is her. And
right.
I really appreciated it. I actually feel like I took a liking to Kenzie after that.
Yeah, I feel like with the part where, they start to explain the situation between her and Melanie, and like I think that part still for me wasn't explained. The same way she kind of brushed it off with Parmita, I feel like it still kind of was similar. She did say that, Melanie's my girl and everything, and that's my friend. Like, I would never, like, talk about her in a way where it's fucked up. However, she does make it known that, yeah, she seemed like she had a lot of screen time. She seemed like she was kind of favored by production, which I find interesting because you got saved from that karaoke challenge.
But she's also not the only person to say that Melanie was being used by production, because even the girls at the After Sun, like one of the light-skinned girl, she started crying because she was like, y'all, production and everybody is using this girl's toxic situation and they're feeding off of it. They're making things go viral. They're making it a viral moment when this is a young woman who is really going through something.
Right. So, but her using the words favored by production, knowing that technically they're just exploiting the issue in the toxic relationship, just makes me feel like, okay, so does that, like, what does that mean? To me, I see through it. I still feel like you're shady towards Melanie, in my opinion, because if you knew that was the situation, why would you say production favored her? That's my question.
I don't think that's what she means. She's also this type of girl that says I love you when she doesn't really mean I love you. You know what I mean? I feel like just because her choice of words were favored doesn't mean that they're saying the same thing. She's saying it wrong, probably. Yes. But like, I don't think that she's coming from a place of jealousy or shady towards Melanie. Okay. I think that that's just the way Kenzie kind of speaks. Just like Parmita was like, that some girls are just like, don't touch me. Why are you saying I love you? You know what I mean? But Kenzie's the type of girl to say I love you loosely, just like she's also the type of girl to say best friend and friend very loosely. Okay. You know what I mean? And I feel like once you realize that that's the type of person she is, then you start to take those words lightly, because she's practically saying the same thing, just using different words.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And she did explain the whole Melanie and Kenzie situation. She explained how Melanie,
that there's certain things that we didn't see, and
conversations that you didn't see, which I thought made sense, because it's like within 24 hours you told me you weren't gonna fuck with Corbin, and now you're fucking with Corbin. Right. I thought you were my girl, like, you know what I mean? So I can see why the first part getting cut out and then just getting mad at her, like, I could see how that looks to us on camera.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel about Trinity and Bryce winning?
I mean, it was kind of obvious.
It was very obvious that's what was going to happen.
It was kind of obvious. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
The world wanted them to win.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Naya and Carl got second. I think I was more surprised about that.
I wasn't that surprised, because the way the internet was shipping them like crazy. And after that whole date, oh my goodness, that they kind of showed you who was winning with the way that the dates were planned. So I'm not gonna lie, love Anaya and Carl. I hope they like stick together. I feel like they will, but you never know. Bryce and Trinity, how I feel about them winning, I knew it was obvious, but it also felt like this season didn't have much to pick from in terms of options.
It wasn't a competition.
It wasn't a competition. And so it's like, I understand when Kenzie was saying, aren't we supposed to explore? However, I do not agree with that comment, a kiss is like a handshake, because you can feel energy and compatibility with someone without sharing a kiss. But, and you can do that. But I don't know. That statement, I'm like, girl, bye. Like, that was such a weird thing to say. But whatever, like you said, she don't be thinking.
She just be saying shit.
Talking and saying shit.
The first thing she said on that podcast episode was, "You taught me how to suck dick."
Yeah.
Literally was the first thing. No media training this woman. Just the first thing she tells her, "You taught me how to suck dick," and I get compliments all the time. I'm like, yo. So it's like, it's Kenzie. When you realize that that's just how she talk, it's like, all right, I can't really take what she says. So
take it with a grain of salt.
So like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I said, there was nothing to really pick from. So that was just it.
When we interviewed people, what people really liked about Trinity and Bryce was the quote unquote slow burn. It was that they went through all the trials and tribulations of a relationship, which they started off not really wanting each other. Well, Trinity didn't really want him.
Right.
Then they're like, try to explore other places. Then they finally start to connect.
Like friends to lovers almost.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what ended up winning. But also, Trinity didn't really explore. Like, nobody really explored like that.
So I think that's also another thing, too, where I'm like, slim pickings for sure this season.
That also made they also judged other people for exploring.
Yeah.
Literally, Gabe got thrown out because he was exploring.
Yeah.
Judged the shit out of Kenzie because she was doing what the point of Love Island is for.
Right. Exactly.
You know? So I find it interesting how conservative this season was and how judgy the girls were and very cliquey on just the girls that explore versus the girls that don't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why Soul had a really hard time there.
She literally said, this is Couples Island. It's not Love Island. And she was absolutely right. I mean, it is what it is. She came in as a bombshell trying to do what she do best, and she couldn't even do that. Like,
you couldn't.
That shit was crazy. When you really think about it, it was only like 2-3 weeks.
It's fucked
when
up.
you really think about it. So, I mean, overall, how'd you enjoy the season?
Well, I liked this season.
Yeah.
But I don't have any other season to compare it to because I started watching season 7, but I wasn't in it. Like, I feel like Love Island is something you have to watch live while it's happening.
Yeah.
Because it's like, once you're not, I mean, it's 36, 37 episodes. It's a long time, and they're each an hour and a half. Like,
yeah, it's mad long.
Yeah, so it's like, honestly, I can't really compare it to anything because this is my first real season live. I love the live shit. I had a really good time. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed the cast. I feel like this was the most viewed season. You had people at the end show up like Lizzo, Demi Lovato, Kehlani, Ed Sheeran.
A lot.
Drewski.
Fucking random. Fucking Drewski. Like, I'm like, wow, this is insane.
Mad famous people.
A lot of famous people
watching
sent, like, videos. And I'm not going to lie, watching that part blew my mind a little bit. I was like, damn.
It just shows you the magnitude in which the show has gotten.
Exactly.
And
it blew my mind, and it just made me think, imagine being a stranger just going on this show. You are just small town girl, small time girl, or whoever, and you go on there and fucking Kehlani, Lizzo, and all these people
know your name.
They know your name. They're shouting you out in videos. Like, that is insane to me.
Hell yeah.
You met Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I'm sure this is going to be an experience for them to remember.
Bro,
for sure.
Trinity went in with 5,000 followers. A girl from Virginia. Bitch, Virginia.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing happening in Virginia.
Nothing is happening in Virginia at all.
Came out with 3 million followers.
Right. But with the whole 360 deal and the non-compete that they added in the contract for this season and following, does that even matter? Do the followers even matter? So I guess now Peacock has them signing contracts now where it says that they can't work with any other companies or brands until a year after they've done the show. And a lot of people were commenting on that saying they're so mad that Olandria And Nick came up from last season because of all the brand deals and exposure from this.
And they didn't sign those deals. So that's why they changed it this time.
Exactly. And what's crazy is that, Orlandria, obviously we know Nicolandria, they're extremely successful right now. Orlandria is extremely successful.
Oh, yeah. She's on the red carpets.
She's on red carpets. She's on Vogue magazines. Like, I'm just like, damn, girl. Like, you're doing so many brand deals. Like, Love Island really just put her on the fucking map.
Yeah.
And there's a comment that I want to read, actually. So someone says, it's really because of Olandria, Nick, Ace, Huda, and Shelly not participating on Beyond the Villa. And because they saw how Olandria took off with brand deals and big editorial magazine covers within 6 months since being on the show. And they couldn't get a piece of that. And it pissed them off. That's why they had to make the contracts more binding. But it'll hurt everyone because this season, despite the fan favorites, the Islanders are not as captivating like the Islanders from season 6 and season 7. And I'm not going to lie, I wholeheartedly agree with that comment. Because like I said, it was not that much pickings.
No.
It's not that much pickings. Like, I just wish they kept Bea. That's all I'm going to say. Poor Bea. So it seems like the limited non-competes are just being added for these contracts for these big reality TV shows, which I find kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, y'all know we made an announcement, if y'all follow us on Patreon, that we would be going to this event, Love Island Watch Party season finale with Murad Murali, who's big on, YouTube. He does this shit. So anyways, we got in contact with him because last minute we saw that there was a cancellation to the event.
Right.
And he basically told us, like, Peacock hit him up and wanted him to pay $3,000 for viewing the licensing
broadcasting license.
And I found it funny because it's like, before that event, I had already RSVP'd for another event that was hosting a Love Island watch party, but of course we're going to go to Murad's, and he had to cancel it because he was like, they try to do it last minute. He feels like they did it on purpose to try to get him out, which makes sense because when we went to this event that we went to, it was in Brooklyn, same area that he was going to host his, and it was definitely sponsored by Peacock because Netflix was there, Peacock was there, and a bunch of just big people like the Islanders, previous
seasons.
Yeah,
Chris there was there from season 7. And then there were a couple of other like notable people in there. The girl Indy Navarrete that plays Nikki in Obsession, she was there.
Yeah, it was a big event.
It was a huge event. It was a big turnout, and it was at the Moxie Hotel, and even Moxie Hotel is sponsored by them too.
Yes,
because people were winning like a free stay at the Moxie Hotel.
Yes,
so it was a huge event.
Yeah, and it made sense when we got there why they try to bully Murad, because Murad also has a big following, and I could see that being competition.
And he was charging for his event, and he also was going to bring past Islanders as well.
Yep.
So, I mean, shit. So now when I'm hearing about this new contract that they're adding, since obviously season 7 took off so well, it makes me just a little, I don't know, like, it's like, why are y'all so fucking greedy? So fucking greedy. You have all the money in the fucking world. What is the point of these people being on these shows and getting visibility if you want them to just stay low and only do stuff with you?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
It's fucked up for sure.
Fucked up. And then I'm sure damn well they're probably lowballing them. Yeah, like a lot of them do. So I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie though, there was also some drama with TT. I don't know if you heard about it, but basically TT, went on After Sun with Casey, and when they asked her like, oh, would you be friends with people on the show? And she was saying no. So of course the internet warriors did their digging and tried to find issues, to the point where I guess this was a fabricated response and it was a fake page. It wasn't TT's real page.
Yes.
So someone had commented and said, you made Trinity a star if it wasn't for you, blah, 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 blah. And then this fake TT page responded and was like, thanks, that means a lot.
Yeah.
So she went online to say, this is not even my page. Like, this is like fake. And then she showed what her real page was. And yeah, that is how that started. I'm not gonna lie, this fake page was also liking comments of how production favored certain people, and clearly Casey and TT, you know, they weren't the favorites and things like that, and they had a hand in picking the 4 that they wanted to be in there, which I thought was interesting. I'm not gonna lie, don't like how TT gets so much hate. I don't know, because I guess maybe she shouldn't have said, I don't plan on being friends with, maybe she shouldn't have said that. Maybe she should have kept it cute. But honestly, you know damn well a lot of them are not going to be friends with everybody after the villa. I don't think it was something where it was that deep where there's beef. But I think it's just one of those things. Like, I don't think we're going to keep in contact like that. And that's fine. The same way Corbin and Parmita, I mean, the fact that the people on the internet said they're not following such and such Kayda, they're not following Bryce, they're not following ZachandKayda, who cares?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how I feel. What if they don't even want to be on their phone because it's a lot after not having much, and then boom, your shit is flooded, mad notifications, mad DMs. I wouldn't want to be on my phone for like a couple of days. Like, chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And also, I feel like people tend to forget TT wasn't with the core 4. Like, of course, the core 4 are going to be friends because they've been there from the villa in the beginning.
Right.
Like, TT came in after Casa Amor, which was already like hard enough to come in to that environment with, given how closed off all these people were and how cliquey they were.
Very cliquey.
So it's like, of course, she's gonna say that, like, you know what I mean? Same way Soul would probably say the same thing. Like, they're obviously not in the clique. So yeah, they're gonna be like that. It has nothing to do with them as a person.
And I agree. I feel like it just came from that. I didn't think it was like beef. There was, just because she said that, that doesn't mean that there needs to be beef that's curated. Like, it is not that deep. And that's how I felt about it. And then the same thing goes for Corbin. I mean, he was there for a bit and people were saying, well, he's not following so-and-so. And I'm not gonna lie, like, seeing all this, it makes me just feel like I'm a little old, because why the fuck are we basing, oh, this person's not following this person, oh my God, that is just too much fucking work for me.
You remember when there used to be apps where you could see people who unfollowed you and followed you, who viewed your shit?
Yes.
Now I can care less.
Yeah, and now Instagram has this new feature I hear of super liking things, and I'm just like, oh my God,
do you need a subscription to super like something?
Yo, right. It's like, I feel like we are going, I don't know, I feel like we're going backwards. I feel like we've been going backwards for a while, which is why to go back to my point earlier, and I was talking about the extremism with Andrew Tate and all of that, you notice how things used to be like that back in those days, whether it was pro-Trump, whether you're whatever the fuck you are. You see how like people were just like really extreme and that was normalized? That's what I'm talking about. I feel like we're seeing a shift of that, basically going backwards. And I don't know. I mean, to each their own. I just think I'm happy the show's over. I'm happy for Trinity and Bryce.
Yeah, congratulations
to Trinity and Bryce. I do think that, you know, it's just so dramatic when it comes to the Love Island drama, because I feel like the things that I'm hearing about are so small. Yeah. And people are really over exaggerating them to make headlines out of it.
Oh, yeah, like, 100%.
Like, I don't think this is that serious.
100%.
And then the whole thing with Corbin and Parmita too, where she's like, how I'm used to dating rappers, I'm used to dating this, da-da-da-da-da. It's so funny. The way she said it was terrible choice of words. But like when I was listening to her, I understood what she was saying. She was saying, hey, I've done this. I'm not going to do this with you. Like it doesn't excite me.
But also
the way she said it was crazy.
No, but also she went on to say like that was an hour conversation. So and there was a lot of stuff before that that led to that part. But they didn't show that part.
They just showed that one. I mean,
girl.
I mean, it was fun. Right. Like, if I was in the editing room, I would show that part too. Let's be real, because nobody cares about the full hour of the conversation. We're trying to put out a show. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it.
It's so funny. But it's like funny to me because it's like you said, like these people in the Love Island drama, it's like so small.
It is.
Meanwhile, when we talk about baddies, it's like this bitch punched this bitch and that bitch punched that bitch. Right. This one talked about her daughter. This one talked about her son. Like,
is she a fake ass friend? Right. Yeah, like, so when I'm listening to this and I'm listening
little
to myself.
petty drama.
It's petty as fuck. Like, I'm listening to myself talking about, you know, what surfaced after the finale and, you know, even us talking about it. I'm like, this shit is really nothing. Like, nothing happened. Y'all really making drama out of TT saying she not going to be friends. Like, what the fuck? Making so much drama out of nothing. Like, I feel like I understand Parmita and where she was trying to come from.
I understand
And
TT
I understand
and
TT as well and where she was trying to come from. And just as much as I understand the core four, like, I don't really think it's that deep.
It's not that deep.
It's really not that deep. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Trinity and Bryce, and I hope that they stay together. And I'm happy for everyone else. I feel like Kayda love her some Zach, so she not leaving. She love her some Zach.
Mm-hmm.
If they break up, I just know it's Zach's fault because Kayda not leaving.
Yo.
But I mean, other than that, I enjoyed the finale. I enjoyed the dates. I enjoyed Family Day. You know, yeah. I mean, I do feel like this season, honestly, you know, it was mid.
Yeah,
it was mid. It was mid. So, I mean, that much I will say. I don't know how this is going to look going down the road for future seasons, especially with like them changing contracts and just all the bullshit. And there's also some new drama that's speculated too from season 6, Islanders from season 6. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going on with the Love Island shit. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, I'm happy that we wrapped this up.
I'm happy that we wrapped this up too.
This was fun. I appreciate everybody who's been down to listen to the Love Island series.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted a break from just doing baddies. This was a nice little break.
It was a nice little break.
Yeah.
I will say, I know the baddie fans, y'all ready. Y'all like, when are you gonna talk about baddies?
Yeah.
You
And
know?
we got y'all. Don't worry.
We got y'all. Trust me.
It's
because
coming.
It's about to be some shit.
We got a lot to catch up on.
We got a lot to catch up on, yo. So from the shit I already heard and seen, I already know it's about to be some bullshit.
Yeah, so we can't wait to get back into it, y'all. Thank you guys for always participating and being a part of the Petty Posse. Definitely would like to hear your comments down below on the season, what y'all thought about it, of Love Island, and you thought this was mid. Were you a Trinity and Bryce fan?
Right.
Well, tell us your thoughts, you know, on everything we discussed today.
Yeah.
Any
definitely.
final thoughts?
I mean, my final thoughts is honestly, definitely leave a comment. Let us know what you think. That's it, really.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
And don't forget to check out our Patreon. We're gonna have stuff there. We do have stuff there going up.
We do. Like, we've been trying to, which we're getting pretty good at posting once a week on there. So definitely check that out. And yeah, with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at it's.TianaLocke. You guys can find us on Instagram at
The Petty Headquarters.
You guys can find us on YouTube, all podcast platforms, as well as Patreon at The
Petty Headquarters.
We release episodes weekly, y'all. And with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess.